Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.wordpress.com. Thank you for joining me today for another card making video, and today we're using the So Much Happy bundle to create these monochromatic cards using the 2019 in colours. So this is terracotta tile, that's a bit of a mouthful, Pretty Peacock and Seaside Spray that we've done there, so today's demonstration will be with the Rococo Rose. Okay, so that's what we're aiming for. Okay, and we're going to do a bit of Emboss Resist as well, just to show you the stamp set and dies. So this is the So Much Happy set, which I haven't used the stamp set, have I? I think I may. Oh yes, I may have used it with I think I used one of the sentiments on the In Colour blog hop that I did recently, but I haven't used any of the other elements. And these are the coordinating dies. So you've seen me use this. So I've used the string and the bow and the large balloon dies in that collection. So that's available as a bundle, and remember, if you do purchase both items, you save 10% on that bundle price. So as I say, we're going to use the Rococo Rose elements for this demonstration. I've already die cut the balloon, the string and the little bow, so they are ready to go, and then it's a standard card base that I've made. So I'm going to bring in one of my card layers, and the first thing we need to do is stamp the stars across the that middle panel, and to do that I'm going to mask off that portion with post-it notes. So this is I don't know, these are the regular sort of large size, if you like. The position of this one is just, I'm lining it up with the bottom of that card and just pressing that down. I've just got a piece of extra scrap paper there. Okay, so I'm just going to put that there, and then using this star stamp and some Versamark ink, this is clear sticky ink for embossing, we're going to add those stars across that middle panel. Now, because this is clear ink and we're trying to get those images in across the page, I'm sort of looking at the card at an angle, so my light is shining over the cardstock so I can see where that wet ink is, so I can line up my stamp as best I can across there. I think that's turned out okay from what I can see, so we'll just push that away, and then I'm going to bring in a little tidy tray and some white heat embossing powder. I want to take this away because there is sticky on that, so the powder will want to cling to that. The ink does stay wet a little longer, so you've got a little bit of time to get your powder on. So I'm just going to sprinkle that across the top and then let it slide off. And if you have got any little stray pieces at the top and the bottom, you just need to brush those away. Now I need to bring in my heat tool to emboss that. I've just noticed I've missed a bit, so I'm just going to dunk that in that. There was just a little speck at the end that hadn't got covered in powder, so I just dumped that back in. So can you see that's quite dull at the moment? There is no shine on there at all. Okay, so when we heat emboss it, that will melt and turn it into a plastic essentially. Okay, now I'm going to run the heat tool off down to my side for a moment to warm it up. So if you've got me on loud, you might want to turn down the volume while I'm heat embossing. Okay, I'm just going to switch that on now. Okay, just going to get that running hot before I bring it to my paper, and you get a much smoother finish if you do that. Okay, so I'm going to bring in the tool and I'm going to begin warming the back of the cardstock. Try to minimise warping, and then bring it to the front and just hold it long enough for that powder to melt. So if you let the tool warm up, it embosses very quickly once you bring it to the cardstock, and now you can see that is shining away. Okay, so it just needs a second or two to cool down. Okay, so the same post-it paper, we're going to replace it, and we are going to ink over the top of that embossing with the Rococo Rose ink. So we're going to position that there, I'm going to twist it round, get another post-it note, and section that piece off as well. I'm going to just see if I can get this something like straight, shall we? That would be good. Because the edge curls, it's annoying. So it's possibly a little lower than it needs to be, but you get the idea. You can take as much time as you need to position that exactly where you want it to be. So here's the ink pad, and I'm going to use one of the, this is a Stampin sponge that's been cut into quarters. Okay, and I've got some scrap paper off to the side because it's, you get a better just a piece of hair stuck to that, better blend over your cardstock if you've moistened it and sort of almost primed your sponge a bit. So I'm just going to rub it onto this scrap piece of paper just to get it started. Yeah, okay, and get that well inked. We're not going for anything fancy, we just want to apply the ink over the top of that embossing, and because the plastic is obviously non-porous, it doesn't stick to those areas. Okay, so I'm going to apply quite a bit, want it nice and intense. There we are, and that's as hard as that is. Just going to keep the ink pad to one side, and while the tape is still on, I'm just going to take my soft cloth and just give that a wipe, just to take off that surface ink, and it just brightens up the embossing. Okay, so we can remove this now, and we've got our heat resist panel. Okay, lovely. I'm actually going to adhere this to the card now. So I'm just going to bring in my tape runner. The heat embossing does warp the card slightly, so I do like to put a little bit of extra in the middle just to make sure it sits flat. This piece of cardstock, the white cardstock, is 4 inches wide by 5 3/4 inches long. Just get the bone folder on that again. There we are. Lovely. Now I've already mounted the happy and the birthday from the set, okay, and because I've stamped my other cards I know that they are straight, so I'm going to ink that up, position my card so it's straight on my grid paper. Brilliant stuff, grid paper. It's well worth that tenner to or add it as one of your, if you spend over £150 you get some Stampin rewards, you can get it with your Stampin rewards. And we'll position that over there. And then the happy, just making sure that's well inked because it's a solid, bold image. Just want to make sure there's plenty of ink on that. And again, I've lined it up on the block and I can see through the block, and I can line that up against that panel and just press that in place there. Just hold it down for a sec and off it comes beautifully. Okay, such brilliant quality stamps, you get a good result every time. Okay, so the next thing to place on is our balloon, which I stamped in the coordinating ink and die cut out, and this guy is going to just poke out there. The string and the bow we're going to add with liquid adhesive, and you only need a little dab of this. It's such a little skinny thing, little dabs on each end. In fact that's probably even too much, there's just the merest bit. Tuck that under there and let that rest in place, and the same with this little teeny tiny bow. I mean, how tiny is that? So just the teeniest amount of glue where the knot would be, if you like, and just position that in there. Obviously that'll take a couple of moments to dry. And then I am going to add some of these plastic gems. Now these are retired, so I do apologise for using retired embellishments, but you could quite easily use the plain rhinestones and colour them with the matching blends markers, or equally you could use pearls, whatever embellishments you like. You don't have to use those, but as I had them I added them, and that's all there is to it. Very simple. So as it was the heat embossing and that resist technique that I really wanted to sort of show you, and yeah, really nice, quick and easy birthday cards. So probably slightly more feminine colours there, and I guess you could get away with sending these to the boys. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that card making tutorial. As always, there will be a link in the description to the blog post that goes with this, which will list all the products that I've used and link them directly to my online store, so please do check them out. And remember, if you spend over £150 you get to use your own Stampin rewards, so don't use the host code, you'll get the rewards yourself, and you can purchase, grid paper or extra glue or whatever you want. Okay, thanks ever so much everybody, and take care, stay safe, and I'll see you again next time. Thank you.